From the Yonkers Statesman, October 31st, 1916. Headline: Weather halts war operations. The British casualties reported in October in all the war arenas are 4,331 officers and 102,702 men. The military operations in the various war arenas are hampered by unfavorable weather. On the Somme front, the intense activity of the past few days has diminished until now only artillery fighting is reported. Similar conditions prevail at Verdun. Further progress for the French and Serbians west of Lake Presba, Macedonia, is reported by Paris. The Bulgarians announced the defeat of Entente attacks in the Cerner region and the driving back of Serbians near Nantes, further east. Germany has directed reprisals upon Russian prisoners because of the Russian non-compliance with the German demands for improved conditions of German prisoners. Certain Russian officers are said to have been placed in camps where the discipline is especially severe. Portuguese troops in East Africa have defeated the Germans and taken a large quantity of war materials, say an official announcement. Headline: Cars now running on Park Avenue line. General Manager Sutherland announces new plan of operation. Cars still run in South Broadway. The police still protect them, and the public still rides. The company's intention to open the Park Avenue line was carried out this morning at 11 o'clock when a car left the city line at 261st Street and ran to the Chouinard Place. Simultaneously, a new system of operation was put in force. Because of the 15-day ordinance, men who are not qualified under it cannot run a car from the city of New York into Yonkers. Consequently, two sets of cars are running, one from Chouinard Place to the city line, operated by starters and inspectors, the other from the city line to the subway terminal at Van Cortlandt Park. It is the purpose of the company, it was declared this morning, to run two cars from Uniontown and Hastings to the northern line of Yonkers, operated by men not qualified under the ordinance. Passengers who ride in the cars and who wish to get to the center of Yonkers must therefore make use of the jitneys. Cars in Yonkers will hereafter be operated by men qualifying under the 15-day ordinance. Those in the Bronx, experienced men but not eligible for employment in Yonkers. 5 cars left the Yonkers barns at 7 o'clock this morning under police protection, which has been maintained since the company first began running its cars during the strike. There are 10 cars running at intervals in the Bronx on Jerome and Webster Avenues. General Manager Sutherland explained that the reason for the change in the original scheme is that the company finds it has not enough crews with which to run from the city to other points. Passengers will be notified by posters to be placed in conspicuous places about the streets and trolleys that on one fare they are privileged to transfer at the South Yonkers City line to the waiting cars. In both instances, at Hastings and 261st Street, cars of the Yonkers Railroad Company will be used. Gradually, as apprentices are trained or men qualified under the ordinance are obtained, the company will have enough men in its employ to run all of its cars. November 12th, the company will begin putting out 5 or 6 additional cars each day over all of its lines. Mr. Sutherland said this morning that he expected no violence, for the police have shown they are willing and able to protect the public peace. Headline: Obituary. Alexander Gordon Sutherland died in St. Joseph's Hospital this morning. He was operated on last Friday for an intestinal trouble. Mr. Sutherland was born in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, and was 57 years of age. He was the brother of Leslie Sutherland, former mayor of this city, and now vice president and general manager of the Yonkers Railroad Company. And that's the news of Yonkers 100 years ago today.